पहली बार हो रहा है कि I'm actually in India. We're connecting with people across the globe. It is COVID. It's been one exciting hell of a year, 2020. But one series I think we've been waiting for in India is A Suitable Boy, and the music. Welcome to
Yeah.
Filmy Mirchi, Anushka, Kavita ji, Alex.
Hi, hi,
Thank
hi.
you. It's good to be here.
Hello. I've been quite lucky that I actually got to see A Suitable Boy in India thanks to Netflix team, and I've seen about 2 episodes, and it's
Oh,
beautiful. Yeah, so
wow.
it's amazing that music is such an important part of
I
this
know, I
particular
know.
series. You know, सबसे पहले
Yeah.
कविता जी पहले मैं आपकी ओर आने वाली हूँ because first 2 episodes में of course I got a lot of Saida Begum's version.
Oh,
आवाज
wow.
आपकी वाह 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 वाह. We've
क्या
always
बात.
been a fan, Kavita ji, but ये कैसा रहा to actually create music for Meera Nair? How amazing was that?
बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहा मेरा, मतलब मैं बता नहीं सकती हूँ. जब मेरा मन तो था, मतलब एक कहीं ना कहीं दिल के किसी कोने में, कि मैं कभी मीरा नायर जी के साथ काम करूं. और सबसे अच्छी चीज कि वहां उनके ऑफिस से ही फोन आया कि मीरा जी आपको 2 साल से फॉलो कर रही हैं, आप जो भी अपलोड करती हैं यूट्यूब पे वो उसको सुनती हैं. और फिर विद इन अ वीक वो आ गई थी. और वो इतनी वेल प्रिपेयर्ड थी मीरा जी. इतना अच्छा लगा कि उनको किस सीन पे क्या चाहिए, कितना चाहिए, सब कुछ एक्यूरेट. मुझे उतना मेहनत नहीं करना पड़ा. जो कॉम्पोजिशन वाला पार्ट था वो मुझे करना था. इट वाज वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर मी. और वो इतने मजे ले लेकर के सुनती थी, फिर कहती थी इसको थोड़ा सा ऐसे कर दे, थोड़ा सा ऐसे कर दीजिए. बहुत मजा आया वो. मुझे 15 दिन का टाइम दिया था कि आराम आराम से करेंगे. मैंने तो 3 दिन में सारी गजलें रिकॉर्ड करके उनको दे दी थी.
Oh, that's it. 3 days is all it took.
तो वही पुराना अंदाज, ट्रेडिशनल अंदाज में मैंने सब कुछ कंपोज किया. इट वाज चैलेंजिंग, लेकिन बहुत मजा आया मीरा के साथ काम करके. इट
I
वाज
can see it in your eyes. Like the working with Meera Nair effect. I'm going to go to you, Anushka. Did you have a similar experience? How was your first interaction? What was your brief?
I mean, it was obviously different because for me, once Mira and I were speaking, it was after she'd shot most of the series, and it was more about the overall all soundtrack. And Alex and I were working in conjunction from the beginning. But one of the things she spoke about was she was really clear she wanted the sitar to be very clearly attached to the character of Lata. From there, like my entire experience was a mix of working with Alex and then with Alex and Mira. So it was always kind of us together. And to echo Kavitaji, Mira just she knows what she wants. She has such a clear vision and she has such a clear presence in her show. And so
ट्रू.
it's really clear, and it's very exciting. You kind of feel like you're taken in onto that same journey with her, which is lovely.
And Alex, does it help when your director is also on the same page where music is concerned? Because I think Meera has a ear for music as well. So does that make your work easier?
It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, Mira, you're right. Mira loves music. She does, and that she likes to get her hands dirty with it. She wants to get her hands on it, which is great. But the challenge with this is because COVID struck, that we all were really physically only in the studio, me and Inushka and Mira, I think
One
twice.
one day, the
One
three
was
of
it once or
one
twice?
day.
That's it, huh? So you
So
guys
one
just
day.
met once.
Everything else was remote because after that we all got spread around the globe, and so recording with all these incredible musicians in Mumbai remotely, but they had to do it in the middle of the night because it's too noisy in the day with all the traffic
या
noise
या
and
या
everything.
But Anushka and Alex, how easy or how difficult was it to work together, or was it like smooth?
It was amazingly smooth, actually. I mean, Alex is really sweet and very easy to work with. It was a pleasure because Mira suggested the collaboration. So it was a new situation for me. It wasn't someone that I had worked with before or knew, and kind of signing up to do a big project together, never having met. So there was a bit of like a nervousness when we first met, but then it just flowed really, really well. I think we kind of did that first theme really well together. And then from there, the pairing just happened really well. That was my experience anyway.
Yeah, as you said, we you sent me that thing, and then I worked on it a bit, and then you came in and we recorded it in the morning, and Mira came in at like tea time in the afternoon, and we played it to her. and that's what it was. It stayed like that.
You know, it's amazing to work with Meera, yes, but this is a different time zone, right? To create the music of the 1950s. And on top of that, you guys, you know, Meera shot it in Goa. There was like a Calcutta influence. So how did you guys work with that? What was the research that went through?
That's a good question. I mean, there are a lot of different types of music in the show. I think the score probably creates a through line that probably doesn't, you know, it has a sort of a melodic through line, and then Kavita has stuff, and then they have the big band stuff in the club. I think a lot of the key of it is just finding all these amazing musicians to sort of give extra color where it's needed. But I think Anushka is the real through line, to be honest, in for our part of the score, you know, that voice of Lata, as you say, that the sitar really becomes her voice. So you think Anushka in a way?
I think so. And it's really nice because the sitar does get, like for me, it was nice to also be more than just Lata's voice, because I got to play in all these other places as well, and you get the sitar in these different flavors. But predominantly, it's very attached to Lata, and you hear that through line throughout. And I think Alex did an amazing job throughout this soundtrack, because as you say, it does take a lot to kind of achieve that authentic sound and time period. And I think maybe for me and Kavitaji, we're obviously a bit more immersed in that, but Alex really, you know, had to do the research, and I think he did an amazing job.
Listen, I want to know from all of you, is there a particular zone that you need to get into when you create music? You know, what is it? Do you have a specific time that you work with? Is it a thought that just clicks? How does this creating music happen?
I think for me, waiting for the zone and waiting for the mood means nothing will get done. Like, I've just got to take the chances I've got. And, you know, as Alex touched on, we were all in very strange times now as well. So I was recording from my mum's guest room where I was in lockdown. So writing and recording meant a mix of, you know, it's not homeschooling time. My kids are asleep. There's no construction outside. There's no traffic, and that's the time that I've got to work and play and record. So it's not about waiting for inspiration. So
absolutely, fear is always a very good motivator as well. I find.
No, because we normally have that, right?
Fear and deadlines, right?
Yeah. Deadline. You got to have a deadline.
Yeah.
So were you scared of deadlines? Is Meera a tough taskmaster?
No, but it is a very tough turnaround, because there's a lot of music. There's quite a few hours of music to write and to record, and then going backwards and forwards. And then we were recording orchestra in Hungary, and then we were doing, you know, sort of bansuri and all these other things in India, and then Anushka was in London. So just coordinating all of that in those strange times was just a new challenge for all of us, I think.
But have you guys watched the series? What was your first reaction?
I mean, I watched it and just loved it. I mean, you know, honestly, it gets better and better. The first episode's obviously great, but by the time I was at the end, you know, by episode 6, it was like, oh my God, there is just so much. If anyone's read the book, you know how much there is to put in there and get across in 6 episodes. And I think it just, yeah, it's amazing.
संगीता, एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज बताना चाहूंगी कि मैं दिल्ली में रहती थी और मैंने ये बुक विक्रम सेठ की सुटेबल बॉय जब खरीदी थी, आई थिंक आज से 20 साल पहले, तो सिर्फ इसलिए खरीदी थी, मैंने कहा कोई सेठ तो है जो किताब भी लिखता है, इसलिए ली थी.
Kavita Seth reading Vikram Seth's novel.
हाँ, तो इसलिए बहुत अच्छा लगा. तो मुझे नहीं मालूम था कि आज से 20 साल पहले जिस बुक को मैं पढ़ रही हूँ और उसका मैं एक पार्ट बनूंगी. और स्पेशली जैसे काफी लोग मेरे से कहते हैं कि आप किसी एक्ट्रेस का नाम लो जिसकी आप वॉइस बनना चाहो, तो कई बार मुझे लगता था कि तब्बू के लिए बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. ऐसा कई बार ख्याल आया, और तब्बू के ऊपर इतनी सूट कर रही है. और बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज ये रही कि तब्बू रिकॉर्डिंग के टाइम आ रही थी, और फिर भी उन्होंने फिर मीरा को बोला कि मुझे कविता की जो एक्सप्रेशन है, बॉडी लैंग्वेज है, आई जस्ट वांट टू लर्न दैट. तो मैंने कुछ अपने गाने के वीडियोस बना के भेजे और उन्होंने हूबहू कॉपी किया है मुझे. बल्कि मैं उनको जब देख रही थी, आई वाज थिंकिंग कि मैं हूं कि वो है, वो नहीं समझ में आ रहा था मुझे. इतने
This is so interesting. This is so interesting. But before we wrap up, because music has been therapy for most of us during COVID, I think we all have a COVID playlist. So what's on your playlist for COVID? What do you recommend to people? Anushka, I'm going to start with you. Give me one song, anything.
Obviously, loads of things, but right at the beginning of lockdown, one of my favorite artists, Niels Fram, released a new album called Empty, and it was just the perfect fit for how I was feeling. And my real lockdown music memory is walking around looking at like trees.
Now I will listen
to that music.
Yeah, most of us are going to listen to that album. Alex, what were you listening to?
Oh gosh, you've put me on the spot now. I'm a terrible. I just flit from thing to thing. I'm just like, sometimes I just like have to binge on music, on lots of different. So I'll listen to like 10 different things in a day. I sort of like variety. To be honest, I'll go to iTunes or something like that and just
shuffle.
Yes, it's like getting a big bar of chocolate and just getting lots of different stuff. I
like this. That's like our playlist on Mirchi. Okay, Kavita ji.
हाँ जी, मेरा मैक्सिमम टाइम मेडिटेशन में गया और मैंने अपनी बहुत सारी चीजें जो इकट्ठा थी जहनी तौर पे उन सबको रिकॉर्ड करना शुरू, मतलब रिकॉर्ड नहीं, सॉरी, कंपोज करना शुरू कर दिया. तो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आई हैव कंपोज्ड एंड धीरे धीरे उनको रिलीज करूंगी. तो यही मेरा सबसे बड़ा काम था जो मैंने ये लॉकडाउन में किया.
And I love it. I love it that how music has become so important even in the web series circuit. And thank you so much. It was a pleasure connecting with all of you and hoping to hear some more amazing music.
Yeah, definitely will do.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Pleasure. Bye-bye. Be safe. Bye.